Hey guys, it's Jake here with eTrailer. Today we're going to talk about what makes a good co-pilot. Now chances are you have a sidekick or a friend that you like to go camping with, and they are your co-pilot when you're on those trips. Today we're going to talk about what makes that person the best co-pilot that they can be. Now right off the bat, we're going to talk about one of the most important points is the co-pilot or the passenger of the vehicle needs to be familiar with the controls of the vehicle and have a little bit of experience driving it. Why this is important is the driver will get tired after driving for so long. So if you want to keep moving, then that person can fill in for even an hour will help. But a situation that I've seen before is in an emergency, that person may have to drive. The situation that I experienced was I was at a campsite and it was a husband and a wife traveling together. The husband stepped out of the RV on Sunday morning getting ready to leave for the trip, and he broke his right ankle. So he could not drive. And the wife had never driven the RV before, so she did not feel comfortable. And then the husband's brother had to drive 5 hours to bring his own personal vehicle so she could drive it home and he could drive the rig home. So you do not want to fall into a situation like that. Equally as important, you want to know what's happening on the outside of the RV. So what are the tire pressures supposed to be at on the RV? Are all the jacks up before you leave? Or when you get there, are they all down? A key trait to being a good co-pilot is being an extra set of eyes for the driver. As a co-pilot or the passenger of a vehicle, you have a lot more time on your hands to be able to look at different things, check on accidents, road closures, and to help with blind spots. So you can look at the mirror in the RV to be able to see the blind spot a lot better than the driver can because they need to focus on the road. Along with this goes communication. So with communication, you want to help navigate. So if you have a map or if you're using a GPS, you want to help tell them different updates that are coming up. Nothing's worse than being on a road trip and hearing that was your turn right after you passed your turn, because a lot of these rigs are too big to be able to turn around just anywhere. Another thing is, don't be afraid to use rest stops. They're there for your convenience, so you want to use them. Take a break, whether you're the co-pilot or the driver. You need to take breaks to be able to safely travel down the road. Another technique we recommend is following the 3-3-3 rule. The first 3 is going to be drive for 300 miles. At 60 miles an hour, that's going to be about 5 hours worth of driving. Get to your campsite by at least 3 p.m. This is for the safety of you and courtesy of those already in the campground. And if you're traveling long distances, stay at your campsite for at least 3 nights or more. This is just going to give you the most optimal amount of break so that you can get back in and safely travel back home. The last couple of things are, as a co-pilot, remind your driver to not text and drive. That's for the safety of you guys and for the other drivers on the road. The only time we recommend using a cell phone or walkie-talkies is once you're trying to park the RV. Whether you're parking it in a parking lot or you're parking it at the campsite itself, it's a good idea to use them in order to clearly communicate so that you can park the RV safely. Another good way to practice parking is using hand signals. So if you don't have cell phone signal, or your walkie-talkies aren't working or you don't have any, using a good set of hand signals that you both understand clearly can help get an RV parked way better. And last but not least, do not forget your snacks. Nobody likes driving on an empty stomach, and typically people tend to get pretty angry when they're hungry. Well guys, now that we've shared with you the tips that we think makes up a good co-pilot, we'd like to hear from you what you think makes you a good co-pilot. Please drop them in the comments below, and we'll see you next time.